And I thought what I'd do is go and look at poets that I've read and try to diagnose them based on some of their stanzas. So my first poem is "Language is something to be consumed by the body." And the quotation is from Rosemary Waldrop, and it says that language can suggest a body where there is none, or does a body always contain its own absence? She walked into the anthology like anyone else might walk into a waiting room. Questions, lips which are lyric propositions. The electronic sign-in station beeped her in, and so she was there, manifestly and made through the NHS touchscreen. To be both virtual and viral, she was infectious, not contagious, laughed well at dinner parties, is the sound of a Facebook pop-up, not a throat you could eat into in bed later. The doctor asks, do you have someone to touch the edges of your absence? Feel it out for presentness and flesh. You will be coagulant and tenderness if there is body there, but it might not be your own. She walked into a bar after, almost in the way of an anecdote or joke, having an appetite for dialogue and words, and imagined a body with a drink. This enigma and crowding of carried conversation forming a figure, took it home to find if she or he was nothing there, if the two of them made no sound. So the next poem is called The Side Effect of Adjectives, and the quotation is from Kenneth Coke, and it's, as the adjective is lost in the sentence, so I am lost in your eyes, ears, nose, and throat. You have enchanted me with a single kiss which can never be undone until the destruction of language. I, queen of internet diagnosis, Google mislaid self in nasal passages, and then adrift in ocular trauma. It's love, it must be, realized in the palpitations of a kiss. As the adjective is lost in the sentence, you get along without description, a noun kind of guy, all about love, object, or verbs, doing words, which can be done and not undone, to the woman who once qualified your everything and made distinctions. Angelina Jolie has a suspended Twitter account, so we cannot tell if she and Brad are really in love. Which could be anemia due to iron insufficiency or altitude sickness from the fame heights or dizziness of private feeling. I Turn on Hot Chocolates started with a kiss, which is much the same as a poem with adjectives like good, bad, distant, fast, small. The descriptors of love never change. While you tell me there's a lot I can do with my tongue after hours going down the index of the dictionary, I find my words intact. Whole buildings, cities could be built around their syllables, and I am paper-cut red lip depending on context to tell apart the doing words from their descriptors. Verbs more vivid sensations than sensations. It started with a kiss. And then finally, this last poem was called Can Language Be Sick? Can Poetry Heal You? And the quotation is from Frank O'Hara's Mayakovsky. Words be sick as I am sick, swoon, roll back your eyes, a pool. On netdoctor.com, sound bites of coughs, catastrophic vocal adrenaline, and an echoing cavity where the word should be click, play, listen, take the flow chart to diagnose your thorax affliction. I take the test on BuzzFeed and get Michelle Obama. Words be silent. Deep tonal and husky, voiceless and throat-clearing vocabulary clarity is in instances an effort. You get home and apply a wet towel to my terms of endearment, which are scarce. And with high temperature, I'm trying to finesse linguistic seduction, which is damp-fingered and weak-wristed. But what is the question without its mark, the want unpunctuated? Poems without line, break or fracture, to be cast out and signed by anyone. Frank O'Hara had blood on his chest too, and was recently out of love, with lacking sense of self. Russian futurism, this blood clot in the very heart of New York. Blood in the chest around the heart is a hemorrhage and or lung cancer, for which you can self-diagnose coterie writing. Pull communities around yourself like a syntax of choice. Is poet just an illness after all? Thank you.